What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of Bluffton Tech Football here exclusively on EA College Football 25. We find ourselves in a pretty good spot as we open up with a conference win against Ohio, but we will continue our MAC conference slate as we have our first road game of MAC play as we go on the road to take on Northern Illinois, and the Huskies have struggled coming into this matchup, only coming in at a 1-4 record, and on paper this should be a game that we should win. Now, with that being said, we saw what happened in the Ohio game as Northern Illinois is similarly rated compared to this Bluffton Tech team, so certainly I'm not taking Northern Illinois for granted at all, even though we are 10 overalls higher than this NIU squad, as Spencer Kishbaugh will try to come out and make a big impact on today's matchup as well. He had 3 sacks in the last game. We'll see if he can have that kind of impact here in our second game of MAC play, as that will get things ready to go. We will get things going over into Cab, Illinois shortly. But with that being said, guys, hopefully y'all are excited for today's episode, man. And if you are, make sure you go ahead and do a couple of things for me. Hit that like button, and then also hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. And with that being said, let's kick it down to the Cab, Illinois to see if this NIU team has any sort of chance to pull the upset against your Fighting Muskrats.
Home of the Northern Illinois Huskies, and we are looking forward to a sensational showdown that the fans have been ready for quite some time. Today, an inter-conference battle between a couple of MAC rivals.
Alright, boys, so we'll go ahead and get things rolling here, as we'll go ahead and get things started here, as we'll hand things off to, no, it's not to Will Peoples, but it's a read option for Grunkmeyer, unhitching the wagon. And Grunkmeyer is going to be able to find a way to pick up that first down. And the Fighting Muskrats are officially in business, trying to get some points on the board for this first drive of the game. Got a one-on-one to the outside, and that is a dub for Chris Gentry every single time. You already know when I see that one-on-one matchup, you know I got to give that man the ball. You already know this. And so right away, only took a couple of plays for me to accomplish this, but we are now already sitting in Northern Illinois territory, as Grunkmeyer gets ready to be lined up in the shotgun. He's willing to throw to right-hand side. He's got Chris Gentry yet again, known for getting open on those deep patterns. You know, we're gonna go ahead and get him set up nice and easy. You know, get him a couple of other routes. You know, just give him something else to think about every once in a while, as Will Peoples will be able to pick up the first down. And just like that, we find ourselves down on the goal line. Got a chance to get some points on the board here in this opening drive of the game. As now, first and goal, looking to the right-hand side. He's going to find CJ Peaks in the end zone. Touchdown, Bluffton Tech, and the Fighting Muskrats are going to find themselves on the board first. Oh, it took a few minutes to go ahead and get that taken care of, but that is going to be a 7-0 game. So, with that being said, Northern Illinois will try and respond back after they gave up the opening drive touchdown, as NIU is going to go ahead and get things rolling here, as 2nd and 8, throwing to the left-hand side. It's going to throw over to the left-hand side. It's going to be a short completion, but we do have a chance to force 3 and out on the first possession of the game, as the Huskies are going to go ahead and make some adjustments. It's going to be a quick throw over the middle, and oh my goodness, Nicholas Deloach tried his best to break it up, but that receiver is somehow going to go ahead and get that first down. Nice hands there for sure, as NIU will try it again, trying to throw in that 3rd and long, and Kyle Thomas just didn't run that route deep enough though, so with that being said, that does mean that we'll be able to, we force them to punt this football away back over in our direction. You certainly love to see it, and you love to see us in these kinds of situations. 3rd and 1. We're going to go ahead and motion somebody real quick, see if something can shake. Gotten somebody who's open for us, and that's Javon Moore. Able to do some nice job getting that inner basketball boxing out. And I'm liking what I'm seeing with this particular matchup. So you know what time it is. I want to try to send that thing deep. And sure enough, going for Javon Moore, and it's caught. Javon Moore able to win his one-on-one matchup on the other side. Saw the safety come down and blitz, and we're going to make him pay for it big time. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the 14-yard line as Ruckmeyer gets set up on the 5-wide set. Throws over the middle, and that's going to be brought in by the tight end, Maverick Bentley. Bentley going to be able to pick up a few yards there, but at least keeps us ahead of the sticks, so to speak, as we're able to make this 2nd and 5 now. As Gruntmeyer getting ready to go to work once again. A little bit of play action. I wanted to dump it off for Maverick Bentley, but just couldn't get enough on there. Alan Carnegie able to apply the pressure. And now it's going to be 3rd and 5 as Gruntmeyer considering making some adjustments at the line of scrimmage. But I think he's going to stick with the original play possibly. But he sees that he's got a man open here for CJ Peaks. So we'll see if we can get it out to Peaks quickly as we'll make a couple of other adjustments. Gruntmeyer dropping back, looks to the left-hand side, and oh, CJ Peaks just didn't have enough room. He definitely had that first down. He certainly had that first down as well. And you know what? Scared money don't make any money. We gonna go for it. 4th down. Just need 1 singular yard. And we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a halfback direct snap for Will Peoples. And Peoples picks up the first down. But there's a penalty on the field, and they are going to call it holding on our offense. So after it became like a 4th and 11. So what we had to do there was, unfortunately, well, we had to settle for the field goal anyway. So definitely felt like I left some points on the board. And you know, it's one thing if it was because like we didn't execute a play very well, but when it's because of a penalty, yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow for sure. As we'll go ahead, throw to the right-hand side as Nicholas Deloach makes the tackle quickly, but can't bring down the receiver in time to stop the completion. And now NIU trying to get on the move, trying to put something together here on this 3rd and 11 as they go with the halfback screen, and they get it. A perfect play call as we blitz from the exact opposite side. And so it just became a numbers game after that. I'm actually shocked that we almost stopped them there on that 3rd down anyways, but it is what it is, though, as NIU looking on 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line, and we're going to be able to bring them right back where they started, as that is some intense pressure that was able to get down to the quarterback, as that is Jaleel Freeman, the transfer out of Appalachian State, able to get some lumber on him. And so it's going to be 3rd and 20 here as their quarterback trying to throw once again out to the outside, and looks like there is a flag on the play, but it's not going to even matter, because even with the holding, they are well short of that first down marker, obviously. Now, with that being said, there is about 30 seconds left here in the 1st quarter, and so they will punt the ball to us, obviously, with it, being that 4th and 20, and Gentry, he's free, now on the outside, and gets to about midfield, and what a kick return for the senior Chris Gentry, as now the Noahs are going to be in business, as this will likely be one of the last plays of the 1st quarter if it's completed. As Gruntmeyer tries to throw over the middle, and that is going to be dropped, actually, trying to connect with Chris Gentry. But it's going to be 2nd and 10 instead, as now Will Peoples going to go ahead, run the ball up the middle, and that's going to be almost a 1st down for Will Peoples. So we'll have to figure out what we want to call after this quarterly break. We're off to a real good start. We are off to an extremely good start here, holding NIU to just 50 yards of offense. and most importantly, off the scoreboard. So with that being said, we'll get things rolling here with the second quarter of action as we open up with a 10-0 lead already, as we'll open it up with a big run to the outside for Will Peoples. And the man, the people, is going to give us another first down and a brand new set of chains. We got 1st and 10 now from the 26-yard line as Grunkmeyer drops back the pass, throws over the middle. He's got a receiver in Maverick Bentley. Maverick Bentley is nearly going to be able to, actually it was kind of close to getting into the end zone. I was actually impressed, but will be a goal line opportunity either way inside the 10-yard line. Trying to run up the middle with Will Peoples, and the man, the people, is going to get us right down on that goal line. Only need 1 more yard, so what do we do? What do we find ourselves doing in this particular spot? It could be just a good old-fashioned power on power as Will Peoples is in the backfield, runs it up the gut, and the man, the people, is going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Muskrats. And as the Fighting Muskrats, Bluffton Tech is going to go ahead and give themselves a 17-0 lead here early in this second quarter of action, and it has been absolutely nothing but a dominating affair. So this Husky team has been bamboozled. They have looked overwhelmed here early on in the max slate, and that continues here today as well, as the Huskies are still trying their best to get on the scoreboard for the very first time in this ball game right here, as NIU does pick up a first down on the ground, as it looks like they will try to run it once again as we lose integrity in the gaps. And now this running back is going loose, and he is going to carry NIU across the 50-yard line, and it's going to mean that the Huskies are now officially find themselves in business. He's now 1st and 10, running up the middle to nearly get across the 40-yard line last time out. This one nearly carries them into the red zone as we're struggling to key in on this running game, but don't want to sell out too terribly much, as it looks like they're going to try to throw it to the left-hand side. One-on-one coverage, and Malik Moon is able to hold it down. No one getting by Malik Moon by any means. And now it's going to be 2nd and 10. Now 2nd and 10 for the Fighting Muskrats. It's going to be actually a delayed run. That might have been either a halfback draw or some kind of RPO, but either way, it was a pretty successful play. And now it's going to be 3rd and short, as it looks like they're going to go with a play action over the middle here, trying to get to the end zone, and it's a dot in the back of the end zone. Touchdown NIU, and the shutout opportunity is officially going to be gone, like a girl in a country song. So DeJuan Cousins breaks the scoring curse for NIU, as we'll take back over. And listen, you know, yes, NIU got some points on the board, and I'm sure they're feeling good about no longer having to worry about being shut out. They got to find a way to stop this passing attack, though, and I think they are going to send the house. No, they do not. We're going to go ahead and throw it up for Javon Moore, and Javon Moore cannot haul it in. Try the one-on-one matchup, but Philip Myrokowski actually set up extraordinarily well. And now it's going to be 3rd and inches, as they are really trying to stop us down here, and we will run it anyways. And you know what? We are going to pick up that first down anyways. As here we go. 1st and 10 coming up from the 36 as Grunkmeyer is making adjustments. Looking over the middle of the field, and that nearly should have been intercepted. Jonathan Sommers, one of the defensive tackles, actually had his hands on it, but simply cannot bring it in, though. So live to find another day, I guess, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 instead. And on the very next play, we'll be able to pick up that first down anyways. But a couple plays later, though, we do face a 3rd and 5, and we're given the same look. And this time, Chris Gentry wide open. One of the fastest men in college football, and Chris Gentry shows why you do not go one-on-one with this man right here. Touchdown, Fighting Muskrats. And that's going to be a 24-7 game. So with that being said, the Fighting Muskrats are going to come out here, and they're going to force a free and out on the next possession as we get into the last 5 minutes of the first half, as Gentry is going to make a move to the outside. He's going to get out of bounds here. It's another really good punt return for Chris Gentry and company, as we only have 40 yards to go ahead and travel, as Grunkmeyer will try to set up the screen over to right-hand side, as Will Peoples gets a nice little spin move, but the spin move was so nasty that he he juked out of his own shoes for a quick second. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up, as we try to get a little bit cute after that. Wanted to get, CJ Peaks the ball a little bit more, but those reverse do not work. The reverse certainly did not work very well for us at all, I would say. So we're right on the edge of Tommy White's field goal. So we'll go ahead, we're trying to figure out what we want to do. And, we're just going to try to send it here. 3rd and 15. Might have something with either Maverick Bentley or Will Peoples over the middle. We will find Will Peoples, and while we cannot pick up the first down, at least he's able to get us into a much more comfortable field goal. So now we're going to be up by 20. So at least we get a field goal out of that. Wanted to get a little bit more than that, but, I mean, that's just me being a perfectionist at the end of the day. Still up by 20 though, and still have plenty of margin for error here as we now jump in on a 2nd and 1, as they'll go ahead and throw to the right-hand side, and that is going to be a first down for the Huskies of Northern Illinois, as the Huskies trying their best to execute this like 2-minute offense, as this is a solid throw over to the left-hand side. It ends up being connected for a decent number of yards there. And even better, they're able to get out of bounds and able to save a timeout, so I can certainly support that. As now, 2nd and 5 coming up as they line up in a 5-wide formation. We're just trying to line up with our athletes versus theirs, and Nicholas Deloach lets it be known why he is that man, as Zuan Cousins thought he was open for a split second, but that was certainly not the case, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 5 as we try to get him off the field yet again, as they throw over to right-hand side and just cannot make the play, as Porter Lindstrid was certainly in the area, but just cannot bring him in though, as now it's going to be another 1st and 10, throwing over the middle of the field as Nicholas Deloach breaks that one up. Deloach has been pretty busy today. He already has 2 pass breakups, but made some very good plays today. Still waiting for that great play. Way to be a part of greatness. As now, 2nd and 10, throwing over the middle is Nash Bertang. He's going to go out here and make a big hit over the middle of the field. And now it's 3rd and 10. And looking forward to his pass rush to try to get home. We'll get to run inside, and yes, it does. That is the man, the myth, the legend, Jaleel Freeman. And that means we are going to be set up here with a chance to get some more points beyond a half. Grunkmeyer going deep downfield. Caught! Touchdown! Bluffton Tech. Let them know, let a naysayer know, but this Bluffton Tech squad here in year number 4, we are not playing around whatsoever, man, as that is going to carry us into almost a halftime locker room. But then again, we force another 3 and out, and then again, 2 timeouts. We can do something silly here before we get into the end of the first half. So, with that being said, we're going to go into the no huddle here. The clock is ticking. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the 36-yard line, and Grunkmeyer drops back to pass again, and that's going to be a good gain for Javon Moore. But we'll use one of our timeouts here. We still have 16 seconds left here before the end of the first half. Grunkmeyer wants to throw to the right-hand side, and that was wise to basically throw that one away, or at least we tried to throw it away. Don't know how effective it was, but hey, it is what it is, though. But 3rd and 1, we're going to try and see if we can win on press coverage. And I mean, wide open. Wide butt naked open. Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this? I have no idea, but we're going to take advantage of it every single time, every single day, and twice on Sunday as well. And that means that we will eventually carry ourselves into the halftime locker room with a 41-7 lead at the half. And so, with that being said, here we go. Second half, we had an excellent first half. Really a second half, or like a first half that you could, can't even dream of and can't even fathom. So with that being said, let's see how we respond in the second half. I don't want to see our guys get complacent here. As here we go in this first drive, it's going to be a run up the gut and able to find a little bit of space there. As the Huskies under Chris Kruger are able to find the first down. And listen, Chris Kruger in the backfield, he has actually, without any further intent, he's actually been doing his thing today. He has been balling out, but so has Devin Skates. How about the presence of mind, understanding that, hey, we are not going to get to this quarterback at all, so we're going to go ahead, back out into coverage, kind of be like that additional spy, and it works beautifully there. I mean, just some great awareness there by the junior and Devin Skates. And that being said, that means we will, in fact, take over at about the 42-yard line as Grunkmeyer sees Chris Gentry wide open again, and it's not going to even matter. I mean, one-on-one coverage. That is barbecue chicken every single time for this young man right here. We are showing that we are one of the most athletic teams in the country, and nobody can match our speed, and that is a clear reason why. We'll go ahead and pull the starters out after that, and we end up winning convincingly 55-17. Does end up being your final score. Get a good look at the backups, but the most important thing is we are looking dominant to get things started here in MAC conference play, led by a quarterback. So a completely dominating affair as we were able to get our backups in. Not only was this the first time we were able to get all of our backups in, but we got them in pretty early in the game, like early on in the third quarter. I mean, you want to take a look at just about every category, so to speak of. We were dominant in all facets of the game, and it leads to a big victory on the road against Northern Illinois. This might very well be the most athletic team that I have coached in EA college football. And it was great because I got to see not 2 quarterbacks, but also 3 quarterbacks in the game. Ethan Grunkmeyer had the majority of the passing duties today. He was great, 19 for 24, 5 touchdowns, 344 yards. Also got glimpses of both JoJo Thompson, who went 3 for 5 for 15 yards, as well as Jermaine Dunn, our freshman redshirt from Maria Stain, Ohio. He completed both of his passes and even threw a 13-yard touchdown, which was pretty cool to see. In the ground game, Will Peoples did not have 100 yards, although I was confident that if Will Peoples got to play longer, he would have definitely found the end zone and not a little bit more, and had a 100-yard day, but 89 yards off of 14 carries is pretty good. A bunch of other guys did manage to touch the ball. Grunkmeyer had a 14-yard carry. We also got chances to see Glenn Hesse, which Glenn Hesse did struggle a little bit with those backfield duties, but definitely feels good to see a bunch of different guys touch the ball in the backfield. As for the receivers, we have our typical suspects of Chris Gentry leading the way, 6 catches, 164 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He was definitely a huge mismatch for NIU's speed. Javon Moore found the end zone as well. He had 5 catches for 114 yards. And we also had a couple other guys find the end zone. Joe Tyrese found the end zone, and then so did CJ Peaks as well. JD Weeks, the backup running back, he also got a catch as well. Same with Justin Credible, who I believe gets his first career catch, at least in real-time action. He'll be expected to step up for us next year. But none of that was possible if it wasn't for the great play of our defense today, and the defense played extremely well. Shamir Dotson led the way in tackles. The Mazzillion product had 7 tackles. And then Christian Allegro, Nash Berthe, and DeMarvin Holland, plus Nicholas Deloach all had 6 total tackles in the course of the ball game. We did not force any turnovers, but Jalil Freeman was able to feast in the backfield. He had 2 sacks in this one. And then Spencer Kimball, after a 3-sack performance, was able to get 1 sack. Jake Jackson and John Decker IV were also able to combine on a sack as well. But moving into next week, though, what we did end up seeing was that Jaleel Freeman does end up getting MAC Defensive Player of the Week with those multiple sacks and 5 total tackles. We'll see if that's enough to see if he gets National Player of the Week, which it doesn't look like it is. Chris Gentry also ends up winning the Offensive Player of the Week within our conference with 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the scary part is both guys did end up, being subbed out early in the third quarter. If he was able to play a full game, then it could have been a different story. So real quick, what I wanted to go ahead and do here is I wanted to jump into really see the moments that we have against Ball State. And actually, Ball State quietly has a really good football roster. They come in with an 81 overall. So no surprise here, late in the first quarter, we're actually been given a hard time, while playing in these moments here. But CJ Peaks is going to let it be known, man, that he is a certified baller himself. And it's going to get ourselves set up in the red zone with an opportunity to put points on the board for the very first time today. We'll see if that first time happens right about now, as we are set up inside the 5-yard line on the verge of our first touchdown of the game, and we're gonna make it happen. Touchdown! Bluffton Tech and the Fighting Muskrats are gonna come out here, and they are in fact going to take the lead here late in the first quarter of action, just outside of the center of Indiana State Capitol, as Jason Cutler, the freshman, able to make something shake there. We have a chance to also run away with it as well here. 3rd and short. We're going to throw over the middle. That is Jason Cutler once again able to make that short catch for us over the middle of the field. But here we are on a 3rd and short, trying to finish the drive off, as we'll go ahead and audible DeAndre Bazier. We got DeAndre Bazier open, but he stops running the route. Bazier, you got to keep going up the field, big fella. So instead of it being a potential touchdown, it's going to be 4th and 2. We're going to go for it here on this 4th down, trying to get to the outside. And Will Peoples, he has too much wear and tear. So with that being said, chance to possibly at least get a field goal on the board or something like that, it's just not going to work out for us at all. And now, all of a sudden, this Cardinals team, they feel like they have a little bit of life inside them right now. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, as Samoza's going to drop back, trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, and that should have been intercepted. Wyatt Gideon, he had it right in his hands, and Gideon just simply dropped it. He had too many Butterfingers before the game. And now it's going to be 2nd and goal here. Samoza looking over the middle, and those dropped interceptions, they are going to haunt us. And Ball State will actually go on. They'll get the 2-point conversion for this as well, and they'll time this game up. So here we are, 2:09 left in the ball game. As we just need to put together some kind of one more drive. One drive that's going to put points up on the board. That's all I'm asking for. Big play here on 3rd and 4. Is Gunkmeyer going to drop back? Looks to the left-hand side. He's got Chris Gentry again, and he's running away from everybody. Touchdown, Bluffton Tech. And the Fighting Muskrats are going to come out here, man. Oh, we needed that in the worst way possible, and we got it. And now I just need my defense to do one thing and one thing only. Get a stop on this drive, man. They got 73 yards to drive down the field, and they got less than 80 seconds to make it happen. Now, Samoza has been a steady presence for the Cardinals today, so if anyone can pull this off, it's certainly him, as Samoza looks over to the left-hand side, and he will find a receiver in the open field, as Shamir Dodson, as well as R.W. Cobb combine to tackle. And now the Cardinals are going to be in almost at about the 40-yard line. To Marvin Holland, meanwhile, almost finished the game. He almost finished this game single-handedly. As you already know, a turnover would likely end this game. Samoza dropping back on the 2nd and 10. Looks to the right-hand side, and nearly intercepted by Nicholas Deloach, the transfer out of Missouri. And Now we're staring down a 3rd and 10. Dropping back, looking over to right hand side. This could be it for first down. Marker, and not quite. It's going to be a 4th down. It's going to be a forfeit. Very short here, so I'm very curious to see what kind of play call that they make here. Is now 4th and 1. Samosa drops back, looking over to right hand side, and there's a tight end leaking late. And that is going to lead to a first down for Ball State. This is the formula for things to get interesting very quickly. You know, Ball State has had control of the majority of the time possession, and they are set in a spot. 33 seconds left. They just need one play. That's all that's going to take at this point. One play. The difference between winning and losing. 3rd and 6. Looking to right hand side. It's intercepted. Nicholas Deloach is down the sideline. Can he run away from the quarterback? Yes, he can. And Nicholas Deloach is gone. Like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Bluffton Tech. And it's going to be all said and done here, as that is going to seal it here in our MAC opponent game. This second game of this episode, we are going to come out on top, as well as we will take down Ball State 28-14. Definitely did not have our best game at all. I mean, far from it, I would say. You saw with Grunkmeyer, he had less than 50% of a completion percentage throughout this ball game. And you look across the board, it was actually very close between our two teams, but we were able to make more plays than Ball State could, and we were able to find a way to win on the road, which is always a difficult thing to do in this sport of college football.